by where the steps are, but the water's coming all the way in. So, I mean, this is definitely building. It seemed almost anticlimactic to a lot of the people who had gathered here earlier this morning, but that action just keeps on happening as time wears on. And I'm going to actually speak to Joel Hemming. He's one of those people who was here this morning. Joel, why don't you tell me, why are you here? You live around here. People told you to leave, but you're just standing right by the ocean.
Well, I watched it all unfold last night in Japan, and I saw some of what was going on there. It didn't seem like it would be that big of a situation when we showed up here, and work got canceled till 10 o'clock. Because I work at a company called Slime, which is in a lower area of Grover Beach, and so we canceled to be on the safe side and just waiting it out.
Yeah. Are you nervous to be here? I mean, people told you to go away from this area.
From what I saw in Japan, the distance we're up right now, the altitude, I don't think if we were even closer, it wouldn't be an issue. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a big deal.
Joel, I've seen you here for a little while now. Why don't you describe to me what you've seen?
I've seen the tide go out and come back in again like normal.
Has it been anything exciting like you expected or hoped it would be?
No, the most exciting time was when we got the free coffee from Joe Mama.
Well, you know, I was talking to someone else who lives around here, and he said it's actually kind of nice. You see Avila Beach sort of deserted rather than all these tourists coming in. What can you tell me? How is the city normal or different than usual?
Okay, well, can you get on
It's it's just less people here, and all your neighbors are out, kind of like a block party, if you will.
All right, thanks so much, Joel, and stay safe just in case. And Richard and Karina, you can see right now helicopters are coming in, and people, that swell is just really starting to hit the beach right now. There used to be 4 tire marks on the beach, and all of them.
Sorry about that, guys. I was talking to my mom, trying to get her to watch this because she's at work right now.
And
she has a computer in front of her.
I guess just getting started
so
here.
she wants to watch it.
Back over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Nancy. And you know, folks are out there talking about how it's just a normal tide, high tide, low tide. I'm fascinated in the sense that we've seen it happen 4 times in literally an hour.
4 times.
It might happen like that all the time, but that's throughout
not
the
within,
day,
not within an hour.
seconds like it did in Santa Cruz. We are getting word now that there are advisories of evacuation orders. This is going to be in Cambria now, and
Cambria evacuation
orders are at Moonstone Beach.
Oh no!
Nothing Wells,
I like
Windsor,
Moonstone.
Park Hill, Windsor to Ocean, Marine Terrace, Wedgwood to Lambton, Marlborough to Ocean, and the temporary evacuation center has been set up at Presbyterian Church at 2250 Yorkshire Drive, and that's the designated relocation area. Apparently, a reverse 911 call went out, and firefighters went alerting Cambria residents that they need to leave. And this is just a reminder, another reminder that we are not out of the woods yet. If they're still ordering evacuation orders, that means they have reason to believe that this tsunami warning and activity is not over yet.
And I think probably that's prompted by what we've seen a little farther north of us, in the Santa Cruz area, the Crescent City area. Also a reminder that our local emergency authorities are actually currently on a conference call. We were telling you about this earlier. They're speaking with other state and coastal authorities to discuss what to do about this tsunami warning, how long it should last, and when they should cancel it. They say that they'll be consulting with weather experts about what steps, if any, should be taken next. Again, I think some of this additional activity that we're seeing as far as evacuation orders, as a result of what's going on up to the north of us a little bit in Santa Cruz, especially, we've had the tides rushing in and out. It is a harbor with a fairly narrow mouth there, and you can see look how fast that water is going by. And unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of damage to the boats as they break free of their moorings, as they are shifted back and forth within their slips in the docks. And, that'd be tough to watch if you're that boat owner. We've seen several of them being kind of washed underneath the bridge. Unfortunately, we have lots of pedestrians, too, on the bridge running back and forth. We've seen some narrow misses with cars driving by. Folks need to be aware that, they're aware of their surroundings.
Well,
Look at that water rushing on those poles.
As well is that Port San Luis and Crescent City Del Norte, they were the 2 areas of concern.
Hi, third viewer.
Now we're seeing this happening in
just
Santa
turning
Cruz.
in.
So,
they're showing us Santa Cruz right now.
Officials are
We're
now really taking a look at this, saying, okay, what's going to happen?
Boats are loose, debris in the water. It's horrible.
You don't know exactly what's going to hit. You
we've already had 4 surges up on the beach that probably traveled
where the tsunami might hit, and
150 feet up the beach after sinking out 150 feet. It's pretty crazy.
Last year when we had tsunami warnings that got some damage. But now Santa Cruz.
Yeah, there's so much damage in Santa Cruz right now, and that's all we know so far. But there's been evacuation orders for Cambria now.
By 9 feet.
Schools are not going in Morro Bay.
Within a matter of seconds, we're standing in sand.
And so a lot of these boats were actually...
Yeah, they're talking about the surfers that were out there, and
some of them breaking away from their moorings. This one obviously loose, and you can see just how quickly it's moving as the water is rushing in and out. The reports that we have had of damage so far, which are unconfirmed reports, we do have...
They were out there surfing, they were paddling, and then like a couple minutes, seconds, they were able to walk on wet sand all the way up to the beach. That shows you how crazy it is.
Rising and falling quite dramatically in the Morro Bay area too. So we've had some unconfirmed reports via Facebook that there is some damage to some of the docks there.
My camera
Our photographer has not seen any damage as of yet. Has seen some boats that are loose, but that do have people on them. She has said, though, that interestingly, you can see when the water drops all the way down, that you can see the actual dredging channel.
Yeah, the dredging channel in Morro Bay. You don't see that.
You know that every so many years they'll come through with a dredging boat and open up just the
This is pretty crazy going on right now. Hi, Fourth Bureau.
For the larger boats to pass back and forth, and the water is dropping so low in Morro Bay that you can... It's hard to watch those.
It really is.
Those boats and know how much people's lives are wrapped up in those boats as they crash into each other and they just lose. And kind of at nature's mercy there. At any rate, the Morro Bay
showing Santa Cruz right now. Just saying. This is boats that broke off and are floating now out to sea, along with tons of debris.
That's a beautiful picture right there about what's going on, and paints a great picture of the activity. I mean, if you can see that dredging, you know that there's a tsunami activity in effect right now.
The boats have been crashing into other boats and like cement blocks from under the bridge.
Interested in praying alongside the Japanese
Christian
community in the Santa Maria area are welcome to do so at Christ United Methodist Church at 219 Mary Drive. That's in Santa Maria. The prayer service is going to start at 11 o'clock today, and that's going to be for the victims of the tsunami and their families. Again, that starts at 11 o'clock, and that's going to be at the for the Japanese Christian community at the Christ United Methodist Church on 219 Mary Drive.
Should also let you know that, again, a new evacuation order has just come out for the Cambria area. That was not part of the original evacuation orders, but that has come into us both via
now evacuating Cambria. Woohoo!
And then also the
County
Emergency Services let us know that that is a new evacuation as well.
So don't go on Moonstone Beach. I love Moonstone Beach.
Cambria is now under those evacuation orders. And there is a site set up, an evacuation shelter set up for those residents of Cambria. That's at
Community Presbyterian Church at 225 York Shore.
No, it hasn't been bad so far,
and that's going to be the designated relocation.
but it's still pretty scary.
For you again, because apparently firefighters went door to door, also put into effect the reverse 911 system. But again, Cambria residents ordered to evacuate are now in the Moonstone Beach Drive, Park Hill, and the Marine Terrace. And let's go ahead and remind folks about where they can go if they are being evacuated. Again, the area behind Walmart, we have heard that it's since been filled up, so probably don't go there. But they did set up another evacuation site on Branch Street.
Sorry about the quality again.
Branch Street in Arroyo Grande, that's at a PG&E office location. So that's an alternate to that Walmart location, as the Walmart location is now full.
And then also PG&E has opened up its parking lot at the Education Center. That's going to be on Ontario Road off of Highway 101. Also for the folks
hearing
in
all
Morro
these,
Bay,
I'm like, oh my God, this is hitting home. I know all these places.
Location set up at the Veterans Hall at 209 Surf Street, and also at St. Joseph's Church, and that is in Cayugas.
Let's see if we can head back over and see if we can get a live shot from Avila Beach again while we speak with Corey Raftery of PG&E, and he is, apparently we don't have that shot for you from the Avila Beach area, but we'll get that as soon as we can. Corey's been with us off and on all morning long, keeping us up to speed with what's going on at the Diablo Canyon Nuclear Power Plant, as well as what PG&E is doing to help out those who have been evacuated. And Corey, thanks for joining us again. You know, folks are concerned when they see all this water activity rushing in and out about just what's happening at the plant. So maybe you can reassure us once again about what's going on out there.
Sure, thanks, Richard. And you and Karina have been right on all morning. I mean, the plant sits 80 feet above sea level, so it is unusual event declaration really is a precautionary measure that gets us in the right mind frame to monitor the situation and work with the outside agencies
Sorry,
to really
something's
do
gonna be
what's
a
right
little loud
for
for 2
health and
seconds.
safety of the public, which, as you know, are our neighbors, our friends, and our families. So we want to make sure that we continue to monitor. I do have some new information for you from the plant. We have seen water levels rise and fall back down again about 3 to 4 feet. We've been monitoring that situation in our intake and fall, but nothing that would cause any alarm to us at this point.
All right, and so, and that is the... water rushing up, but that's about the extent so far, is about 4 feet, you think?
That's what we're hearing from our folks that are out there.
Oh my goodness.
And of course, we'll
Villages are so scary. I'm so glad it's not us right now.
one thing that we can be sure about is that the plant remains safe and stable. I know people are very concerned about the nuclear facility, but right now, all of our concern really should be on keeping everybody safe and away from these low-lying areas.
And so, Corey, we do want to let people know that you've been all morning long that there is a little bit of concern with the water coming in and out.
Absolutely. For anybody that's just joining us, the water intake is basically where we pull cold enough that we run it through the fall. And sometimes, especially high activity swell that's coming one after another, like the tsunami activity, those bring in help and they can block the intake. We've seen that today. In a situation where we see that, we ran down power. We've not had to do that. So we're looking at 100%. As I said earlier, the safe and secure.
Corey, set up. Have you seen folks going there?
Word from the Energy Education Center that you know how they park RVs along that road each near the port. Some of those RVs to get out of the way needed a big parking lot. Energy Education Center would be a perfect spot. Anyone who may have been on a boat, a sailboat, we've gotten a couple families from boats come over there, and I think everybody is there at the Energy Education Center, and I'm told by our folks they're tuned in to KSBY getting updates from you guys.
All right. Thank you very much, Corey, for spending some time again with us, and we'll check back in with Corey as it becomes necessary this morning. Thanks.
Thank you, Corey. And let's kind of recap exactly what triggered all of this.
Hi,
let's go
viewers.
back out to that video that we were showing you earlier of Japan. 8.9 earthquake.
Oh, this is the earthquake.
Night,
Oh, man.
And that triggered a tsunami. That's the shot of the earthquake. Can you imagine?
Poor woman.
8.9
Oh, my
quake.
God.
300 people were killed in the tsunami that followed after the shaking. And
this is
we
the
are
news
just
right now.
getting
They're
some
showing
bullet points here from
different things.
MSNBC saying
Yikes.
that 300 bodies
I would have been
found
scared.
after the tsunami. A dam has broken, washing away homes. Coast Guard searching now for a ship carrying at least 80 people. 90 fires have started on the northeastern part of Japan because of the earthquake. Train with unknown number of
Oh,
passengers
man, this is like the most
missing.
stuff I've seen from
Pressure
the
rising at the
freaking...
nuclear power plant.
Holy
Thousands
crap.
evacuated around the power plant. Japanese Prime Minister citing major damage. 4 million people have lost power in the Tokyo area. 65 aftershocks, many above 6.0. Tsunami has reached Hawaii and smaller waves to Oregon and California, as we've been showing you. But as we were talking about these aftershocks, 6.0, that would be a normal earthquake for us. Well,
a large earthquake for us.
A large earthquake for us. And for them to be experiencing 65 of those after an 8.9 earthquake, you just imagine the terrifying moments these people are reliving over and over and over again, because you don't know if this is going to be another major one. And with all the destruction and damage done, a 6.0 can do even more damage. So we were talking actually to a local woman who has a son living in Japan, and we've been reporting all morning long that folks have been forced to sleep in their offices, which is exactly what he had to do, because He almost got stuck in an elevator. He luckily
That's
got out
in
in the nick
Japan,
of time,
not
but
here.
because they rely so much on trains out there with electricity out,
They're talking about Japan right now, but they have been showing the different surges that we've been getting
okay, and his children and wife are okay as well.
About an hour, 2 hours now.
Atascadero. We also have Ranger Robert Toland with
Yeah,
the
about an
California
hour
State Parks on the
and a
phone
half,
with us
probably.
this morning. Good morning, and thank you for joining us this morning.
They're going to talk to the cops right now, but like
And
the difference between
can you tell us,
the waves
what's
when
been
it
going
sinks
on
out
camping-wise? We
and
were
when it
concerned about
sinks
that
back
earlier
in
on.
is just